Good Thursday evening to everyone. Welcome to the next game in the Demolition League. This is game number 39 on the season out of 270. We are in Minnesota for the game between the Chicago Cubs and the Minnesota Twins. Cubs come in 2-5, Twins come in 6-1. Starting pitching matchup, not the most elaborate or the sexiest at all. Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. He was 4-12 with a 5.92 ERA in 24 starts. And for the Twins, Chris Paddack, he was 5-3 with a 4.99 ERA in 17 starts. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. So Hendricks against Paddack. I had one change to make in the lineup. Ian Happ was scheduled to lead off, but he had to rest, so I had to do some maneuvering around. I was going to give Horner the day off, but Horner is now playing and leading off and playing second base. So that's why that looks a little different on the score sheet. I had to use the correction tape to get all that squared away. Okay, we are ready to go. Chris Paddack against Nico Horner. I'm not going to score the game when I play. I'm going to score it tomorrow morning, or I might score it tonight when I'm done. Probably will before I go to bed. But I'm not going to. I don't want to interrupt the game right now. I will bring up the stats or the roster just so I can see who. I don't want to overwork any of the relief pitchers. That's mainly what I'm going for. So I'm going to bring up the Twins and the Cubs bullpens when needed on the team stat entry and make sure that we've got some guys in here who could use some work, or maybe some guys that could be rested. All right, so here we go. It'll be Nico Horner against Chris Paddack. It's a 3-11, and that's a foul out to the catcher Vasquez, and that's one away. I'll bring up Cody Bellinger. He's in right field. He usually plays center, but he's playing right field today. They're going to give Suzuki the chance to DH instead of playing right field. And Pete Crow Armstrong will get his first start in center field for the Cubbies. 1-6 is a pop out to second base, 2 down, or PCA as the Cub announcers call him. 2 down, and here's Suzuki, Seiya Suzuki, the designated hitter, 4-4. And that's going to be a ground ball third base X for the Twins. That is Castro. He's a 3-10. 3-18. He'll get to that. That's a 4. I don't think that would be a problem, but you never know. Sometimes these low numbers can get you. Third baseman, an E10 and a 4. There's a 3, but no 4. So it's a good play for Castro. And the Cubbies are gone in order. 1, 2, 3. Twins trying to hang on to first place. The Dodgers are breathing down their necks, but Twins need to win to maintain first place. Dodgers are 6-2, so they gotta keep winning. All right, so Kyle Hendricks on the bump for the Cubs. He'll be facing Byron Buxton to lead things off. 6-6 against a right-hander. That's a 1-2 triple, 3-20 is a single. Buxton right away with a base hit. Now he's going to try to get the lead. Hendricks is a +1. Amaya is a -1, so it's a net 0 for Kyle Hendricks. Or is Amaya +1? Did I miswrite that? Let me check Amaya. I'm sorry, he's a +1, so it's actually a +2 for Hendricks on the hold rating. So if Buxton can get the lead, he's certainly got a good chance to steal it. Needs a 7. Doesn't get it. He'll hold. Here's Max Kepler, right fielder. 2-9, and that's a double 1-7, single 8-20. That's a 12, but it's a 2-star single. And the Twins teeing off on Kyle Hendricks here in the first inning. Runners on the corners, nobody out. And that will send up first baseman Carlos Santana. Hello, Ken. I didn't get a chance to see what you said because it's retracted, but I see your name is there, so I'll say hello anyway. All right, so Santana's up. The infield's looking for the double play. They'll give up the run to get 2 outs. 2-6, but they won't have to worry about that. 2-6 is a 1-6 home run. That's a 12. It'll be a double. The double is assumed to go to center field when it's not listed. Buxton will score. Kepler was not held, so he becomes a 13. Center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong is a -2, makes him an 11. So with nobody out, they will hold him at third base. So RBI double for Carlos Santana. Twins lead at 1-0. And now here's Carlos Correa. Infield now for the Cubs has come in. They're going to come in by 4. And that's a fly ball center field X. That's PCA. He's a 1E4. Normally, I don't want to roll the D20 with a 1, but with the man on third, it's a possible sacrifice fly. So, got to see if it's an F1, F2, F3, whatever. That's a 7. It's probably going to be a sacrifice fly, even if he is a 1, because that number is just so low. 1 and a 7 is an F2. That will be a sacrifice fly. That's an 11. He is an E4. No 11 there, but the F2 is good enough for the sacrifice fly to center field by Correa. And the Twins lead it 2-0. 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Santana at second base with 1 out. And here's Trevor Larnach. And that's a 3-7. And that's a strikeout. First strikeout for Hendricks. And Ben, I'm not sure if you're a Twins fan or just don't like the Cubs, or because, like I said, I'm not that familiar with some of these players. If you're a Twins fan, obviously you probably are, but very few of these. I know Manuel Margot from when he used to play at Tampa Bay, but there's a lot of guys I don't know anything about. 1-5, and that is a ground ball to short to end the inning. So all in all, Kyle Hendricks pretty fortunate to get away. Oh, okay. There you go. That works. All right, so as I was saying, Hendricks probably, all in all, to get away with just 2 runs allowed, that had to make into a 4 or 5 run inning. So to minimize the damage, he did pretty well for himself. So go to the top of the second from Michael Talkman. Brewer and Tiger fan. There you go. Well, if you saw the game, not this morning, but the other morning, where the Tigers and Twins played, you probably weren't too happy with that. All right, here is Mr. Talkman. It's a 1-3, and that is going to be a foul out to first base. Santana will haul it in right in front of the dugout, 1 away, and here's Dansby Swanson, the shortstop. 1-5, and that's a base on balls. Base on balls. And let's see, Swanson might be looking to get the lead. Paddack is a -3 hold, and Vasquez is a 0, so it is a -3 for Paddack. But if you get the 19, it would still be a 1-14 if you get the lead, so they're going to try it. Does not get the lead, so it doesn't matter. Hello, Ernest. Good to see you. Here's Bush, 2-8, and that's a base on balls. So 2 are on. Back-to-back walks issued by Paddack. And that'll bring up Pete Crow Armstrong, his first start of this Demolition League. He's pinch hit a few times, made defensive substitutions, but this is his first actual start. 2-7, and then he's going to come through. 1-8's a double. That's a 4. Double 2 stars, so Bush will have to stop at third base. But it cuts the lead to 2-1. And the Cubs still in business. Hey, Larry. Good to see you. Second and third, 1 out. Infield is in from catcher Miguel Amaya. 5-10, and that's a catcher X. And that is Vasquez. He's a 2E2. 2 and a 3, though, is not going to be helpful for the catcher, I don't believe. 2 and a 3 is a W/G, which means it might be a wild pitch. That's a 10. I don't think there's any error there on a 2. There is not. So W/G, with runners on base, the pitcher uncorks a wild pitch. So how about that? So it's a wild pitch. That's going to tie the game. Coming in from third is Bush. Pete Crow Armstrong goes to third on that wild pitch. And we got a tie game. Amaya still at the plate. Infield still in. Hello, John. Good to see you. Chris Paddack's pitch, 6-10. His injury chance is 6-9, so he's okay on a 6-10. 6'10's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Carlos Correa. He's a 1E10. And keep in mind, the infield is in with the runner at third. So he's a 1E10. 1-19, that's definitely a G1. And with the runner at third and the infield in, that's pretty much a hold the runner kind of a thing. That is a 11, and he is an E10. E10, there is no 11, and a G1 runner on third with the infield in is on the plays on the batter and runner holds. So it's a good play for Correa. Freezes the runner at third. 2 down now for Chris Morel, third baseman. Clutch situation. 5-8, and that's a ground ball second base X. We are looking at Farmer. He's a 3E8. 3-15, he'll get to that. 3E8, and let's see, E8, and that is a total of 12. Second base, E8, there is no 12, so it's a good play for Farmer. And that will end the inning, but the Cubs pick up 2 and tie the game as we go to the bottom of the second here from Target Field, where singles are 1-11 for both. Home runs are 1-11 for lefties and 1-8 for right-handers. There's Willie Castro. He is kind of the Swiss Army knife, plays everywhere, is playing third base in this one. 2-10, and he's going to ground it to second. Horner makes the play, 1 down. And that'll send up Kyle Farmer, second baseman. 4-7, and that's a solid single for Farmer. Farmer will be held but won't go anywhere. He's got a lot of stuff going on his card. Must have got caught a lot because he's going to be out on a 7, 8, or 10 trying to get the lead. So he had 3 steals and got caught 5 times. So I think we'll hold him there. Hendricks with the +2 still not going to help him very much, I don't believe. So you know what? We're changing our mind because, like I said, I didn't know. I mean, the manager does not know that in advance. So if I want to get his stolen base attempts to match, I've got to at least attempt when I get a chance. So we're going to go for the lead with Kyle Farmer. We change our mind. That's a 2. He does get the lead on a 2. He does get the lead. It's a 15, being held to 13, but the +2 makes it a 15 again. So 1-15, and he got caught stealing. Boy, a bad D20 roll on that one. He got the lead, but then he got a bad play there as Amaya just threw a laser down there and got him. So 2 down. Hello, Craig. Here's Vasquez, 4-6, and that's going to be a double 1, single 1-20. So even though the double die is a 2, it's only a single. Vasquez can get a lead, but after what has happened to Farmer, they're going to hold him there. And here's Buxton. 110, and that's a ground ball to second to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Twins at the end of 2. We're tied at 2 from Target Field. Both starting pitchers have fatigue of 5. And that's it. Here's Nico Horner taking the place of Ian Happ, who had to rest before the game. So Ian Happ getting his first game off of the season. So Horner steps in. 3-10, ground ball to short. 1 away. And that will send up Chris Paddack. I'm sorry, Cody Bellinger to Chris Paddack. 1-8, pops it to short. So 2 quick outs to Correa. 2 up, 2 down. Here's the DH, Suzuki. 3-6, and that's a 1-7 single. That's a double die as a 2. Base hit for Suzuki, and he's going to try to get the lead. Needs a 5 or a 6. And it gets the lead with a 5. 17. Being held to 15. -3 is a 12. Still a 60% chance. And to get in scoring position with 2 outs would be huge. So a 60% chance, 1-12. And he got caught stealing. So double die, all of a sudden, now that I'm trying to steal, wants to come up with big numbers. When I don't need wild pitches and stuff, it comes up with low numbers. So go figure. So that's going to do it for the Cubbies. Each team has a man thrown out trying to steal. And we go to the bottom of the third, and here is Hendricks. Hello, Midlife, and hello, Tim. Good to see all of you. I didn't see RJL tonight. I guess he was taking the night off. I didn't catch the end of his stream yesterday to know what his schedule is, but just noticed he wasn't on. That's all. Here's Kepler, 210, and that's a single center field. Here comes Carlos Santana. 6-6, and that is a double 1-7. And of course, a double die now chooses to come up with a low number. It's a 2-star double, second double for Santana. He's doubled both times at the plate. And Hendricks has had a lot of problems with the top of the order. And now with nobody out, he's got to deal with Carlos Correa. Infield is in. They're going to risk it and play the infield in and try to choke the runoff. 3-7, and he gets a strikeout. That's a huge strikeout for Hendricks. His second of the game. A huge one there. And here's Trevor Larnach. Infield, of course, still in. 5-11. That's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Bush. He's a 3-5. 3-16 should be fine. Should be a G1. 3-16 should be a G1. And it is, and that's a 10. There's usually no errors on 10s, or very rarely. 5, there's no 10 there. So we go to G1. Second and third, infield in. Play is on the batter. Everybody else holds. So Bush will step on the bag himself, freezes all the runners, and second and third, 2 outs now. As Hendricks 1 out away from getting out of this, facing Manuel Margot. 5-5, and it's ground ball shortstop X. So Swanson can make the play. He'll get out of the inning. We know he can make the play because he's a 1, but E6 is what we're looking at. And that's a 10, so definitely he makes the play. And Hendricks does a Houdini act to get out of that one. And we go to the fourth, still tied at 2 apiece. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, roughly, if you are so inclined, the 1987 replay continues. It'll be Toronto at Seattle. Dave Stieb against Mark Langston. That'll be the pitching matchup in that one. Here is Talkman. 4-9, and that is a fly to left. That's hauled in by Larnach. 1 down, and here's Dansby Swanson. He walked and scored. First time up. 6-4. Fly ball center field X. We're looking at Buxton. He's a 2E1. So he should have no problem with this. 2-13, he will get to that. And a 12, there's no error on a 12 when you're a 1 in center field. So good play there. I believe it's the 17s is only error. I'll double check it. I think it's either 17 or 18. When you're an E1. Yeah, 17 is the only error. So, all right, here's Bush. 6-2 lefty is a ballpark blast. First ballpark check of the game. It is a ballpark blast, which is 1-11 for lefties, but that's a 20. So just a deep fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. And the Cubs go round the horn, 7, 8, and 9 on the flyouts. And we go to the bottom of the fourth, still tied at 2 apiece. Hello, Doug. Good to see you. Here's Willie Castro, 6'2", switch hitter batting left. That's a ground ball pitcher X. Hendricks is a 4E11. 4-19, he'll get to that. E11 with an 11. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but you never know. E11, a 12 would be an error, but not an 11. So Hendricks makes the play, and there's 1 away. Brings up Kyle Farmer. 2-5, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Hendricks. And maybe both pitchers are starting to settle in a bit since the opening 2 innings were a little rough. Here's Vasquez, 5-8. That's a strikeout number 4 for Hendricks, and that ends the inning. So going to the 5th, it's still 2-2, and this is the fatigue inning for both starters. So we'll monitor fatigue as they allow certain things. Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA, to the plate, 6'8". And Paddack, his injury chance is 6'9", so he just missed it. 6'8" will be a single, though, for PCA. He gets a leadoff single, and he's going to be looking to get a lead. Needs a 2 through 5, an 11, or a 12. 7, he does not get the lead, so he will hold. And here's Miguel Amaya. Paddack to Amaya, 5-11. Fly ball left field X. Trevor Larnach, 4-E1. That 4 can be problematic. 14, though, he should get away with it. 4 and a 14 probably will get away with it. 4 and a 14 is an F2, so he gets away with it. That's an 11, and he's only an E1. The only error is a 17, so there's no problem there. 1 down. And I'm going to try to stay rant-free tonight. Hopefully that will be the case. There's Chris Morrell. It's a 3-8 from Morrell. Struck him out. 2 down. Back to the top of the order for Nico Horner. 4-12. Nico. Ground ball first base X. Santana's a 1-E5. We know he's going to get to it with a 1. However, he was holding the runner on, so that's actually going to make him a 2. So we're going to have to roll the D20 as well. Because since he was holding PCA on, his range drops to a 2. But 19 is going to be no problem. That's an 11. He's an E5. There is no 11. So it will be a 3-1 put out. Santana flipping to Paddack to end the inning. So Paddack can continue. He's got endurance going to the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 2-2. Hendricks in his fatigue inning as well will face the top of the order. Buxton, Kepler, and Santana. 1-9. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5. 3 in a row for Hendricks. Brings up Max Kepler. 4-8. And that's a single for Kepler. No threat to run, so he will not be held. And here's Carlos Santana. He is doubled twice. 2-8, and this time he lines it to third. A lot of hits in column 2, but he found the line out to third, where Morrell snags it for 2 down. And here's Carlos Correa. That's a 4-8, and that's a single to center field. Kepler doesn't run all that well, so they will hold him at second base. So first and second with 2 outs now for Trevor Larnach. It is a clutch situation. 1 more base runner. Hendricks will reach fatigue. Larnach in the clutch. Gains a hit on 1-2, and that's it. Everything else he's neutral. That's a 1-10, which is a walk, and that's going to load the bases. Now Hendricks is tired. Hendricks just reached fatigue. Now, with Margot coming up, Hendricks has gotten him out twice, so they're going to see if Hendricks can get out of the inning. But if he hits one of those dots, it's going to turn into a single. That's a 2, chance for a balk or pass ball. Pass ball rating on Maya is a 2. Balk rating is a 0 on Hendricks. So we're checking the pass ball of Amaya, which is a 2, and there's no pass ball. So here's the pitch to Margot. 4-7, and that's a single to left field for Margot. It's going to put the Twins in the lead. Left fielder arm is a +1 in Talkman, so Correa, who runs at a 12, not being held, is a 13. 2 outs is a 15, +1 is a 16. He's going to come to the plate. 1-16, he scores. And he's out at the plate. What a throw by Michael Talkman to get Correa at the plate. It's going to go 7-2, and that's going to end the inning. That's going to be it for Hendricks as well. They got as much as they could get out of Hendricks. They got the full 5 innings. He gives up 3 runs, though. But the good throw from Talkman saves a run. So we go to the 6th inning. It's 3-2, and we'll get the numbers on Hendricks finishing his day with 5 innings of pitching, giving up 3 runs. They were earned. He walked I believe his only walk was Larnack. Looks to be his only walk. Struck out 5, and he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits in the 5 innings. So the Cubs will need a new pitcher when the time comes. But right now we are at the top of the 6th, and Cody Bellinger will lead things off. 2-7, and that is a strikeout. So Cody Bellinger out on strikes, and for Paddack, that is just his second strikeout. Here's Seiya Suzuki. 1-6. That's a 1-9 triple. That's an 18 though, so he'll settle with a single. Seiya Suzuki with the single, and again he will be looking to get the lead of 5 or a 6. He gets a 6, he's going to go. 17 being held as a 15, -3 is a 12. It's a 60% chance, 1-12. And he's in there, stolen base for Suzuki. Big steal, gets him in scoring position with only 1 out. That's huge. And here's Talkman, who made that nice throw from left field. That's a 6-11. Paddack's injury chance again is 6-9, so 6-11's all right. Ground ball pitcher X, he's a 4-E0. Well, he can't make an error, but we're going to check the range. He's a 4, which is not very good, but the 20 is going to be just fine. So he'll make the play and freeze the runner. 2 down for Dansby Swanson in a clutch situation. Swanson loses a hit on a 1-3 and on 3-2. Everywhere else he is neutral. So the tying run, Suzuki at second base. Pretty good speed, runs at a 13. With 2 outs to become a 15. And not being held to become a 16. So Paddack 3-6, and that's a strikeout. So he strikes out Swanson to end the inning. And Paddack will continue to the 7th. He's earned that right. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Cubs will need a new pitcher. So we go to our Cubs, go to the Stratomatic computer and pull up the Cubs roster and see who. We don't want to overwork anybody. So let's see. There's one guy, Miller, who's only pitched 2 games. So he looks like the top candidate to me, Tyson Miller. So Tyson Miller, everybody else has pitched either 3 or 4 games. I'm sorry, just 3 games. Everybody else has pitched at least 3 games. Miller is the only bullpen arm that I can see that has not pitched at least 3 games. So it will be Tyson Miller. Don't know anything about Tyson Miller, but in 2024 he was 5-1 with a 2.15 ERA and a save, so that's pretty good. If the Cubs need to pitch him more. He's going to face Castro, Farmer, and Vasquez. That's a 3-8. He is a right-hander. 3-8 is a strikeout. So a good start for Miller as he strikes out Castro. Here's Kyle Farmer. 5-8, and that's going to be a ground ball second base X. We're looking at Horner. He's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. We're just checking the E10. That is a 12. Second base, E10, and a 12. There's a 10, but there's only 16, 17, and 18. No 12. So good play for Horner. 2 down for catcher Christian Vasquez as they're finally giving Ryan Jeffers a game off. He's either been catching or DHing every game, so they decided just to give him the whole game off. 6-11, and Miller, let's check and see if that's an injury chance for Tyson Miller. 6-11 for the Cubbies. Tyson Miller is a 1, which means 6-12. So 6-12 was the injury, 6-11, no problem. Fly ball to center field, and that's going to end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Tyson Miller. He will come back and pitch another inning because he only faced 3 batters. And Paddack will start the top of the 7th, maintaining a 3-2 lead. And he will be facing Michael Busch. 5-4, and that's a couple in-home run chances, and he found the sandwich in between. Fly ball to center field, 1 away. Almost had it. Here's PCA. 3-2. That's a hit by pitch plus injury, so could be an injury replacement right here for PCA. He makes his first start of the season, and it might be his last start for a few games if he rolls a bad injury roll. So we got our injury chart. Looking right here for the batter injury. And we get a 3, so he's okay. He's going to shrug it off and stay in the game. So PCA will stay at second base. Since he's a little dinged up, they won't try to steal. Try to keep it realistic. Plus, haven't had good success stealing. So here's Miguel Amaya. It's a 5-5, and that's an in-home run chance, 1-16. He does have normal power, and that's gone. Look at it again. 5-5 is an in-home run chance, 1-16. He's got normal power. That's a 5. It's gone. Miguel Amaya, a 2-run home run, and the Cubs have taken the lead 4-3. And that's going to probably be it for Paddack. I think they're going to let him pitch to one more batter while they get the bullpen going, but Twins will go to their bullpen. And we're going to look and see who they have that maybe needs some work, or we just want to make sure we don't overwork anybody. So we are looking at Varland. He's only pitched 1 game for 2 innings. I was going to make him a 5th starter, but I decided to use Paddack instead. So we're going to move Varland to the bullpen, and he would be coming in next for Paddack. They're going to let Paddack see if Paddack can get Morel first. That's a 6-8, and you know what? That's the injury chance. No, I'm sorry. Paddack is 6-9. 6-8 is a strikeout, but he's tired, so that's going to be a base hit. So we left Paddack in 1 batter too long. He will leave, and Louis Varland will come on. Varland was 0-6 with a 7.61 ERA. You can see why I didn't want to start him. So not too good. So Louis Varland will be coming on. Paddack is going to go 6 1/3 innings. So far, he has given up 4 runs, but Morel is his responsibility. He's given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. He has walked 1 and struck out. I'm sorry, walked 1 and hit a batter. And he struck out. I only have him for 3 strikeouts. All right, so Morel reaches. Varland is a -3 on the hold. So instead of a plus, it's the same as Paddack, -3. So Nico Hoerner will be batting. Nico Hoerner. Hoerner 0 for 3. 3-7 and make it 0 for 4. He hits into a 4-6-3 double play. So Varland throws 1 pitch and gets them to turn to double play and keeps it with a 1-run game. So we go to the 7th inning stretch, and it is 4-3. Chicago now in the lead. Tyson Miller now the pitcher of record for the Cubs. He can gain the win. So we can close the book on Paddack. 4 runs, they were earned. So top of the order for the Twins, it'll be Buxton, Kepler, and Santana. 3-10, and that's a ballpark blast for Byron Buxton, which is a 1-8, but that's a 17. So just a deep fly to left, and there's 1 away. And that'll bring us to Max Kepler. (1-9), and he flies to right, 2 down. For Santana, he's doubled twice. He's 2 for 3. 6-4, switch hitter batting left. That's a fly to center. Some good stuff here, but he found the sandwich again. And again, we have around the horn flyouts. Left field, right field, and center field. So we go to the 8th inning. That's going to be it for Miller. He's going to go 2 innings. He's only a 1-inning guy, so pushing him to go 2 innings. 2 innings, and he retired all 6 batters he faced with a strikeout. So he definitely is looking to get the win if the bullpen can hold it going forward. Brother Louis Varland back out again. Will face Bellinger, Suzuki, and Talkman. here in the top of the eighth. So now 4-3 Cubs lead. Cubs need the victory desperately. They are 2-5. If they lose this game, they'll fall 5 games back of Minnesota this early in the season. That's rough to try to catch up. 2-7 for Bellinger, and that's a strikeout. 1 away, and here's Suzuki. A 54-game schedule. That's, you don't want to be getting 5 games behind this late or this early in the season. 3-7, and that is a walk. So Suzuki is aboard. He will not go anywhere. He will be held, but he won't go anywhere. He's been 50-50 on the bases. He got caught stealing and stole the base, so he's 50-50. Here's Tauchman, 1-6. That's a ground ball, second base ace, 4-6-3 double play. And that's what can happen when you don't try for the steal, is you can get to the double play. So we go to the bottom of the eighth, and the Cubs will need a new pitcher. So let's see who they can bring in. I think they're going to have somebody make their 4th appearance, because everybody else has made at least 3 that I can tell from what I'm seeing here. That is, actually, Mark Leiter has only made 2 appearances. So Mark Leiter will make his 3rd appearance. Mark Leiter was 2-4 with a 4.21 ERA. No saves, but he will come in and pitch the bottom of the 8th. Mark Leiter. So it's kind of interesting that we have Miller Leiter. Less filling tastes great. And it's going to be Carlos Correa. That was not intentional, by the way. It just happened to work out that way, and I just happened to notice it. Cheesy and punny as it was. All right. Now, if we just had the closer be Joe Schlitz, we'd be all set. Here's Correa, 6-5 to Leiter. From Leiter is a strikeout. 1 away. And here's Trevor Larnach. Yes, I'm old enough to remember Schlitz. 4-7, and that's another strikeout. So, boy, Leiter's coming in, lighting up the Twins with 2 straight strikeouts. Here's Manuel Margot. Let's see the Twins. Do they want to bring in a pinch hitter? Because Margot is 1 for 3, only a 238 hitter. They could bring in a lefty. Let's see. They could bring in Kirilloff. Austin Martin. Who do we go to here? They just don't have a whole lot on the bench, actually, now that I look at it. They may stick with Margot. Although they might want a lefty in there instead of a righty, because there's a little bit better chance for lefties here. So they'll give a chance to a guy that hasn't played yet, Brooks Lee. Brooks Lee is going to come on and pinch hit. He'll stay in the game as a DH. He hit 221 and 172 at-bats with 3 home runs. Switch hitting infielder Brooks Lee will get the call to pinch hit. What am I doing? He's with the, yeah, he's with Minnesota. Okay, make sure I don't get the Minnesota guys mixed up with the Cub guys, because you know all these strat cards look alike. So. All right, here's Brooks Lee. 6-11 for Leiter. That could be an injury check. Check on the Cubs, Mr. Leiter. And he's in the extra pitchers. Leiter is a 1, so it's a 6-12. So 6-11's okay. Switch hitter batting left is a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2-E-0. We can't make an error, so we're just checking about the 2 range. And a 20 makes that automatic. So Leiter gets the job done. And they'll bring in their closer in the 9th, most likely. Barlin will stay out there for the Twins, as he will be facing Swanson. So Leiter is done. He goes 1 inning, strikes out 2, gives up nothing. And their closer for the Cubs is Hector Neris. Hector Neris will be coming on to pitch in the bottom of the 9th to try to close it out. That's very good, Chuck. I like that. Absolutely. All right, here's Dansby Swanson. That's a 311, and that's a base on balls to start the inning. And now with lefties coming up, that's going to be it for Varland. They're going to a lefty out of the bullpen. They will go to left-hander Stephen Okert. Stephen Okert will be coming on for the Twins. Left-hander with Bush and PCA coming up, two lefties. So Varland pitched 2/3 of an inning here and a full inning here. So an inning and 2/3, a walk, 2 walks and a strikeout, no hits. But he is responsible for this runner on first base. So Swanson is aboard. Now Okert is a +4 hold. So that could be problematic. +4. Because Swanson's going to go for the lead. Needs a 4 or a 5. Does not get the lead. It's a moot point. So he will hold. And that will bring up Michael Bush. Now, of course, the Cubs could pinch hit for Bush if they chose for a right-hander, but Bush does pretty well against lefties, so they'll leave him in there. 5-6 left-handed, and look at this. 1 to 15 is a double. That is a 15. It's a double, 2 stars. And Okert not doing so well, but he's got to face 3 batters. So first base is open. You couldn't walk PCA. He's 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch, but then you got Amaya who hit a home run last time up. So I think against the lefty on lefty, they're going to pitch to him with the infield in. Infield is in. We get a 3-9 for PCA, and he strikes out. Big strikeout for Okert. Sounds like an ogre, like what's the face movie? Crap. What's the name of that movie? I'm not big on it, so I don't know anything about it because I don't have kids. But heck, about Shrek. That's the movie I'm thinking of. Shrek. Okay. When I think of Okert, I think of Ogert or Ogre or whatever you want to call it. Now Amaya is up. They could walk Amaya and pitch to Morel, but then you load the bases and another walk brings in a run. So I think they're going to go ahead and pitch to Amaya carefully. Second and third, infield in. 4-7, and that's a ground ball. Second base X. Second baseman for the Twins is Farmer. He's a 3-E-8. This is a critical play for Farmer. 3 and a 9 should be okay, but you never know. 3 and a 9 is a G3, but with the infield in, probably is going to hold the runners. That's a 4, and he is an E8, and there's no 4 there. So we go to G3 with the infield in, second and third is Decide. Okay, so we got Decide. Lead runner can attempt to advance a base. Computed safe chances as running speed -4 plus fielder's defensive rating. Okay, so the running speed of Swanson is a 15. -4 is an 11. And then the fielder's defensive rating is a 3. So that's a 14. So 1 to 14, he's going to come in and try to score. They will, of course, throw it for the plate. So Amaya is going to reach on a fielder's choice regardless. The question is Swanson going to be out or not? 1 to 14, he's safe. And he's in there. So the fielder's choice to throw home did not work. Even with the infield in, the run scores. Bush goes to third. And that'll bring up Chris Morel. Is Okert having his issues? Now he has faced 3 batters. If they want to possibly bring in a right-hander to face Morel, and I think they will. So Okert will leave, and they will go to Jorge Alcala. So Jorge Alcala, or Alcala, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, He is a +5, but I don't think that matters right now. So Christopher Morel, again, the infield is in, but now the score is 5-3 Cubs. Morel, the batter. 3-8 against the right-hander, struck him out. So Alcala strike, or Alcala, I'm not sure how it's, I think it might even be Alcala, I'm not sure. All right, here's Nico Hoerner. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Infield, of course, back to normal. 5-6, and that's a fly ball to right to end the inning. So Alcala, whatever you want to call him, came in and did the job. Pitches the final 2/3 of an inning. So Varland is charged with that run. So Varland would be the losing pitcher of record because he gave up that walk. Okert pitched a third of an third inning for Okert. Wait a minute, is that? Yes, 3 outs. Okay. Third of an inning for Okert. He gave up a hit, and he got a strikeout, nothing else. And Alcala, what do you want to call him, 2/3 of an inning. But in case he goes extra innings, I won't fill this in because it is 5-3, and Hector Neris has been known to blow some leads. So Twins' last chance, bottom of the 9th against Hector Neris. He was 8-4, 3.89 ERA, and 17 saves in 2024. So it will be Mr. Neris to try to collect the save. For the Cubs, Neris is 0-1 with 2 saves, but his ERA is 7.71. So he has not always gotten the saves he needed. Due up for the Twins, it'll be Castro, Farmer, and Vasquez, but of course you are looking at pinch hitters when needed. Farmer only hit .214, so he'll get pinch hit for. So will Vasquez. So we're going to have Castro lead off, and then we're going to have, let's see here, we're going to have Alex Kirilloff, and we're going to go ahead and bring in Ryan Jeffers. He basically got the game off, but they're going to ask him to pinch hit in the 9th. So it'll be Castro, Kirilloff, and Jeffers due up. Castro, Kirilloff, and Jeffers are your scheduled hitters. So Castro will lead it off first. That's a 1-6, and that's a 1 for a home run. 2-20 is a double, leadoff double for Castro. And now that will bring up the tying run, and it is Alex Kirilloff, a left-handed outfielder. He'll hit for Farmer, and if they definitely have more second basemen on the bench if they need them. Right now they're going for the left-hander, Kirilloff, to pinch hit for Farmer. Castro not being held on in his run doesn't mean anything. It's the run at the plate that counts. 5-12, and that's a ground ball. First base X. Bush is a 3E5. 3-12 should be okay. 3-12 is a G2. That is a 14, and he is an E5. First baseman. There's a 14 right there. There's an error. Bush commits the error. How about that? A one-base error at the most inopportune time for the Cubs. That puts runners at first and third. Kirilloff does not run well, so they will bring in a new runner, and that is going to be Eduardo Julian, or Julian, whatever you want to call him, and he would play second base if it goes extra innings. And he is a 4 with the asterisk, so they would have to hold him. Neris is a -1 arm. So he's going to be looking to get the lead here because he would be the tying run. If he can get in scoring position, that would be tremendous for them. So Julian is going to pinch run here in the 9th. And to get the lead, he needs a 4. It's that simple. Needs a 4. Doesn't get it, so he will hold. But they will have to hold him one, which opens up the hole on the right side of the infield. Now Ryan Jeffers will pinch hit for Vasquez, and if it does go extra innings, he will not get he will not get the game off that he was hoping. He will actually have to come in and catch. So Jeffers First and third, infield back for the double play because the run on third doesn't matter. It's the run on first that counts. So actually, we didn't need that roll because I already rolled for the lead, so that was a bogus roll there. Neris to Jeffers, 1-5, and he struck him out. Big strikeout for Neris. One away, and here's Buxton. Top of the order. Neris to Buxton. 6-3, it's a fly ball, right field X. Right fielder is Bellinger. He's a 2E4. 2 and a 4. That could be interesting. 2 and a 4 is an F1, so he'll get to it, but the runner will advance. The runner will automatically advance, so that means that it'll be a sacrifice fly, and the runner on first will go to second when it's an F1. That's a 14, and he's an E4. There's no 14. It's a 15 there, but no 14. So it's a rare F1 fly out. Sacrifice fly to right field. Scores Castro, and the pinch runner, Julian, will take second base, which is big. Gets into scoring position with 2 outs. Tying run at second base. The winning run, Max Kepler, is at the plate. Neris trying to hang on. Clutch situation for Kepler. In the clutch, he loses a hit on 210. 3-7, he will line it to third, and there's your ball game. Neris hangs on. Twins get a run in the ninth, but can't close it out. Even when Neris gets saves, he gives up runs, seemingly. So his ERA is going to go up even more, up near 8 now. Let's see. Although this run is technically unearned because after the strikeout, that would have been out number 2, and the sacrifice fly would have never happened. So it is an unearned run. So we'll get the benefit of the doubt on that one. 1 hit and a strikeout. So for the Cubs, they pick up 5. Well, let's do Alcala. 2/3 of an inning, he didn't give up anything. He got a strikeout. So 5 runs, 7 hits, and for the Cubbies, at least this 1 error. I don't know if there's any other errors. I don't think there were. So 5, 7, and 1 for Chicago. For Minnesota, 4, 11. And I believe they had an error as well somewhere in here. So I thought they did. Maybe they didn't. I guess they didn't. 4, 11, and 0. All right, so the losing pitcher is Varland. And the winning pitcher is, I believe, let's see. No, it's Miller because he pitched the 7th inning. So he gets credit for those 2 runs. So Miller is your winner. The save to Neris. Miller now is 1-0. Neris picks up save number 3. And Varland probably that's his first decision, I would imagine. Yep, he's 0-1. I mean, heck, it's only been, this is game number 8, so there's not but that many decisions to go around. So there you go. Cubs win it. They improved to 3-5, dropped the Twins to 6-2. So makes some things a little bit closer in the standings, not letting the Twins get too far out of reach. And no demolition game tomorrow night because of high school football, assuming the weather holds out. It's supposed to be rain in the morning, but it's supposed to clear up in the afternoon. What I may do, I may instead play this game tomorrow afternoon, San Diego and Pittsburgh. That's the next game on the schedule in the Demolition League, San Diego and Pittsburgh. So I may play that tomorrow afternoon. If not, I'll play it on Saturday. Saturday evening, I should say. Tomorrow morning, again, it's going to be Toronto and Seattle. Dave Stieb against Mark Langston. That'll be the matchup tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the 1987 American League replay. So again, Cubs hold on and win it 5-4. Although Hector Neris gave them Excedrin headache number whatever and almost let it get away from them, but managed to hold on. And so that's going to do it from here. Appreciate everyone who stopped by and sat in with me tonight. Always more enjoyable when you have interactions. And I was able to behave myself today and not go on any rants. I did throw a punt out there, so I apologize for that. But other than that, I didn't do any rants. So that's going to do it from here. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.